Here it is, the most anticipated, most asked about video that I get asked about all the time. Dr. Hassan, board certified trauma anesthesiologist. How did you lose 30 pounds within a year and not use any sort of medications? I'm going to break this down for you. It's going to be a little bit of a longer video. It's going to be 3 or 4 parts. I haven't decided yet because I'm talking because I want to get this information out. I've been trying to make this video for a long time. It just takes a lot of time to create and edit these videos. But without further ado, let's break it down. Number 1, what's the most important trick that I have learned to lose weight, especially in the past year? It's motivation. And it's not what you think. I'm not saying put pictures of bodybuilders and bikini models on your wall. It's motivation as to why do you want to lose weight? Because losing weight is a journey. You took 30 to 40 years to put on the weight that you are right now. In order to lose that weight, it's going to take some time. And when it takes time, it's easy to lose motivation. It's easy to lose what your goal is. And when you have a clear goal ahead of you, you can remind yourself, hey, I need to get back on track. Because nobody who lost weight did it 100% clean. You're always going to have days when you're going to eat a chocolate bar, eat some cereal, eat something not good for yourself. But if in the back of your head, the next day you're like, hey, I'm back on track, I might have to come down a little bit on the calories because I want to be at my daughter's wedding, improve my heart health, sleep better, look better in photos, put on my medium-sized jeans again, be able to run that marathon. Whatever it is, if you have that motivation in the back of your head, it's going to be a lot easier to get back on track if you fall off. So before you do anything else, before you even start any of the medications for weight loss, please, in your head, on a piece of paper, put on a post-it note, write down your motivation as to why you want to lose weight. What is the reason? And keep that focus in the back of your head. I knew what my motivation was. I reminded myself over and over and over again, hey, this is why I'm doing this. And that is what kept me on track during, after, and before I lost the weight. Before doesn't make sense. Number 2, you need to find out which food groups work for you. Now, let me tell you what I did. I'm not saying you should do this. This is what I did. In order to lose the weight, number 1, I did allergy testing to figure out which foods I was hyper-reactive to. Number 2, what I did, the biggest thing that I think I did is I cut seed oils out of 90% of my diet. Now, anybody who gets on any sort of social media and says they cut seed oils out completely are probably lying to you because seed oils are in everything. I myself like popcorn and cookies once in a while or some chips, so I do get some seed oils. But what did I do specifically? I cut seed oils out from my own cooking. So when I cook food, and this is what comes back to the original point, pick a staple food that hopefully doesn't require oil to cook. What was my staple food? It was ground beef and ground chicken and ground turkey. What did I do? I ate these. I still eat these every single day. And that is the main meal that I have. So if I can get my 80 to 100 grams of protein from one meal, I've basically covered about 50 to 70% of my metabolic needs. So my staple meal, ground beef or ground turkey, had oil inside of it, and I used that oil to cook the meat. Before, what I did for about 32 years of my life was cook that beef inside of oil and make it very, very, very fried. I realized frying foods probably isn't good for you, and you and I know that because of the acid reflux and the upset stomach that we get if we eat from heavily fried foods. As an anesthesiologist, I see it. If you had a big fatty meal the night before, you're going to have way more gastric juices the night after, the day after that meal. So fried foods definitely can't be good for you, and especially if you think back to our ancestors, they probably didn't eat anything fried. So fried foods, especially fried in seed oils, probably aren't good for you, probably wreak havoc metabolically through your whole body. And I'm telling you this as anecdotal evidence. This is just what I did. I don't suggest you do it. I'm just giving you a guide as to how I lost the weight. So I had my staple food, ground beef. I eat it with sticky rice. Ground turkey, I eat it with sticky rice. I season it with some salt, some spices, and soy sauce. And then along with my allergy testing, I cut out the foods that I was allergic to. So I was actually hypersensitive to milk. So I cut out milk, which included ice cream, cheese, milk itself. I think that decreased some of the inflammation in my body. And number 2, when I cut the seed oils out, it's been about 6 to 9 months now that I've cut about 90% of the seed oils out. I feel like the inflammation in my body has gone down. Now, how can I calculate this or quantify this? Because I don't get knee pain or back pain as much anymore. Now, if you watched any of my videos earlier, you saw that I had a back injury, and I decided I'm going to change the way I approach working out and losing weight. So by decreasing the amount of seed oils in my body, decreasing anything inflammatory in my body, I feel like that helped rev up my system to prime me to lose weight through exercise. Now that brings me to point number 3, exercise. How did I frame my exercise workout so I could lose the weight quickest way possible. If there's anything you take home from this message, is that you're not going to outwork yourself in the gym from what you eat. So you could work out for 12 hours a day, but if you go home for the other 12 and you eat terrible food, you won't lose any weight. It's because in the end of the day, calories are a number game. You want to burn more than you eat. So if you eat 2,000, you want to burn 2,100. If you eat 3,000, you want to burn 3,100. Whatever your numbers are, you want to burn a little bit more. So in the end, it's always a calories game. So that should be your priority number one for the gym. Number two, what I did, this is only me. After the back injury, I decided I'm not going to do single lift exercise. I'm not going to just do bicep curls. I'm not going to just do bench press. I'm not going to just do leg extensions. I'm going to do full body movements. Now, how did I start this? I started this by doing yoga and only body weight exercises because I wanted to train every single muscle in my body to be able to react to just body weight. Because when I got my back injury, I realized it wasn't because my back wasn't strong. I could pull down and lat pull and do 20 pull-ups at a time. It's because every other muscle inside my back was weak. How did I approach this? I started to do full body exercises, yoga, body weight squats, body weight deadlifts, body weight lunges. I wanted to target multiple muscle groups so I could strengthen not only the muscle, but the tendons and the joint. So this is what I did. I'm not saying it's going to work for you, but instead of doing what I did for the past 20 years, which was one day I'd only worked out my arms, one day I only worked out my legs, I decided I would change it up and work out my entire upper body or my entire lower body at one time and alternate it every third day. So one day I would do my entire upper body, next day I would do cardio, next day I would do my entire lower body, next day I would do cardio, next day I would do my entire upper body. That way I got 2 to 3 days of rest between every exercise. Obviously, I wasn't some sort of machine. I took the weekends off. But because of this approach, I felt like I strengthened enough of my body. So then after a few months, I was able to go back to working out 2 or 3 muscle groups at a time. This included lifting weights over my head. So I'd get my shoulders, my back, my triceps, my side obliques. And that's how I structured my workouts. Number 4, other miscellaneous things that I did myself to get my body ready to lose weight and actually lose weight and burn as much fat as I can. A couple things. Number 1, I wanted to increase my metabolic rate. How did I do this? It was done by increasing the amount of time I spent in a cold shower after my workout. A cold shower every single day for about 3 to 5 minutes has been shown to increase the amount of brown fat inside your body, and brown fat burns off regular fat in order to make energy and keep you warm. So I don't have a cold plunge, so I decided just to do cold showers, especially at the beginning or the end of my shower for about 2 to 3 minutes. After the first 30 seconds, your skin goes numb anyways. The cold shower helped increase the amount of brown fat in my body. At least that's what I think. Number 2, what other miscellaneous things did I do? Well, I decided to work out my legs as much as possible. Before, I used to neglect my legs, but now, after having a better understanding of how to lose weight, your legs have the most muscle mass by volume as far as skeletal muscles go. This means that they trigger the most release of growth hormone in your entire body. If you don't know about growth hormone, go and Google it, but growth hormone is essential to lose weight, especially at a more rapid pace. And the biggest muscle group in your body that helps you release growth hormone is your legs. What did I change? I started not only doing squats, but at a much lower weight, but I also started doing lunges. Lunges are terrible. I hated them, but they hit every single part of your body. I started doing it with every leg work. And number 3, what was something miscellaneous that I did to help me lose weight? Intermittent fasting. What do I mean by this? I decided that I'm not going to have any positive calories till about 1 or 2 o'clock in the afternoon. And if I can, I will try to extend it to about 5 or 6 o'clock after I work out. This meant that I'm not saying you should do this, but me, myself, I drank an energy drink in the morning. Again, I don't recommend drinking energy drinks. Had an energy drink in the morning, had black coffee for lunch. This kept my calorie level to at least 0, sometimes 5 or 10 if the energy drink had 5 or 10 calories. But this kept my body in a fasted state, which helped prime it for losing weight when I went to work out. Now, before my workouts, I always had a pre-workout because I didn't have enough energy. And pre-workout, if you don't know what it is basically a mix of creatine, bunch of caffeine, and some other random supplements that help vasodilate your blood vessels. This was essential for me. Again, I don't recommend you follow my diet the way I did it, but this was essential for me because I needed that boost to get a good workout in at the end of the day after working a full day of work as a physician. Again, I'd say you shouldn't do this, but this is what I did. And then after the workout, I had my meal. My meal consisted of some sort of ground beef, turkey, chicken, a lot of it, probably half a pound to 3/4 of a pound, and white rice with egg. Again, I'm not saying you should do this, but this is what I did. It was slight variation of intermittent fasting and keto. And then after the meal, I always followed it up with some sort of protein shake and a collagen shake. So I'd mix protein, collagen, oatmeal, and I'll tell you about why I had oatmeal at the end of the day a bit later, maybe in a different video. Mixed all those together, and I had that before I went to sleep. Now, this is a bit of a more extreme diet. I don't recommend you doing it, but I wanted to lose as much weight as I can, as fast as I can, because I had a lot of things coming up. It helped me to lose weight as fast as I can. I hit a weight level that I feel like is more sustainable, and now what I want to shift my focus to is sustaining and keeping my weight where it is and hopefully toning my body more than I can. But I'm also going to try out other diets, review them here, and tell you guys all about it. I appreciate all you guys for tuning in. If you can, please like, subscribe, and hit the notification button. Tell me below what you want me to try out.